Good morning. It's good morning here. I don't know what time of day you're watching this, but it is a good morning. It's Friday. I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks because I just opened a booth. Well, I haven't opened it yet. I'm working on opening a booth at Destin Harbor. It'll be my third location for Wildflyer. It's more like a half a location. It's like a little mini pop-up version, and it's just been really crazy busy and working on selling my house in Ocean Springs, and so I've been back and forth a lot. My youngest just moved out, so I'm officially an empty nester, and so it's kind of crazy. I notice a lot of us going through these transitional phases. It seems like we're always growing, expanding into something new, and that is definitely the case for me right now. There's a lot of new growth going on, and new possibilities, new ideas, and for me, my practice is what keeps me like going. I mean, it's like it's not just going; it's expanding. It's exploring. It's allowing. It's being consciously aware and directing my energy in a way that before I just let things kind of go and just kind of was a little bit more. I don't want to say reckless, but just unaware of the things that I was doing, whether it be in business or relationships or friendships, anything. So yoga gives me the opportunity to like stop, like press reset, look at myself, and and for me, sharing these practices with people, it's one of the joys of my life. And I'm really excited to be able to offer this space. This is where we do our yoga retreats in Destin, and we have a retreat in Costa Rica that's coming up in January of 2022, and there's plenty of room still. So if you want details on that, please reach out, talk to me, comment on this video, send me a message, and we'll get you signed up. I'll be traveling back to Costa Rica next month. I'm working on creating a space down there also for many years to come. So if you don't make it on this retreat, I promise, there will be more. So let's see what else. I've got the new location opening up, so that's exciting. And just I hope that y'all are enjoying these videos. And today, I've had some people ask me like, I don't do a lot of yoga, and I've gained a little weight and I'm not in the best shape and I'm afraid I won't be able to do the yoga. This is for everybody. Like, I want y'all to know we do all levels, and I want to do a class today that if you haven't practiced in a while or you're new to yoga, I don't want you to feel intimidated by it, because it really is something for everybody. And I'm in a training right now, and I'm learning a lot about getting people out of pain. And I had the amazing opportunity of helping my mom get out of pain the other day. And so some of these practices that we're doing, it's not about what you can do. It's not about getting into some crazy pose, but that comes as a byproduct when you focus on alignment. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to go through some basic yoga, and I'll offer modifications. So if you want to take a more challenging version, then that's an option. But I encourage the use of props for everyone. The props are not just for people who can't do the poses. They're for everybody, and they come in handy. Sometimes your body doesn't do what it did yesterday. So it's like, that's what yoga, one of the things, it's like having patience with yourself and loving yourself for exactly where you are today. And so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll see you on the mat. Whenever I practice, I like to get all of my little comforting things that kind of help me. And so sometimes I'll have my journal sitting nearby. I like to use essential oils because they just kind of bring me into a more centered space. Something about the you know, your olfactory, is that your hearing or your, no, that's your nose. Yes, so it's something about that it helps bring up emotions almost. It's like, yeah, so I like essential oils. And I'm using Joy today from Young Living, in case you're wondering. I like to have my tea or coffee nearby sometimes, maybe a blanket. So just get whatever props that you'll need. 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use some books. And I didn't have a bolster, so if you have a bolster, that'd be great, but I just used 2 pillows today because that's what I had. And so we're gonna start out in a comfortable seat. You wanna be propped up on a bolster or pillow so that your pelvis is tilted, and this helps your spine naturally unfurl. It just helps your spine to be straight. So you wanna be sitting up straight. And you can close your eyes, and we'll just take we'll take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the pelvis. And on the last breath, let's hold it at the top. And release through the mouth. And as you release, just let go of all the tension in your shoulders and draw your attention inward. And then bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, pressing the palms together, the center of the chest, and we'll Om together to begin, just to tune in to our own vibration. So we'll take a deep breath and we'll Om. Your hands and open your eyes. And we're going to start out with some breath just to open up the channels in the body. Breath just helps you with your whole entire practice. So you'll carry this breath through the practice. And so it's yogic breath, and we'll fill the belly, we'll fill the lungs, middle of the chest, and then we'll fill the lungs. So it's a 3-part breath. And so you can place one hand, your left hand over your heart and your right hand on your belly. And also we're going to utilize energetic locks, which is called bandhas. And so when we're going to take the inhale in, we'll hold it at the top and we'll squeeze in through our pelvic muscles, almost like you're preventing yourself from using the bathroom. So you want to squeeze in through the rectum and the sex organs, squeeze your navel in, and then hold your chin kind of close to your throat. So there's 3 locks: your root lock, your navel or your solar plexus lock, and your throat lock. All right? And so we'll hold the breath, and then we'll squeeze those areas, and then we'll release. Okay? And so just follow along as best as possible. So you can place one hand on your heart, your left hand over your heart, right hand on your belly. And we'll just start with the breath first. So inhale to fill the belly, fill the middle of the chest, fill the top of the chest. And release from the top of the chest, middle, and bottom. Imagine your torso is like a vessel and you're filling it up with water as you inhale to the bottom, middle, top, and empty from the top, middle, bottom. Inhale to fill, bottom, middle, top. Exhale to empty, top, middle, bottom. And so we'll add in the lock here. And as you inhale, bottom, middle, top, hold to the top and squeeze everything in. And release through the nose. And so we'll also incorporate ujjayi breath. And so when you inhale, you want to constrict the back of the throat. So it makes a little oceanic noise. Imagine like you're fogging up a pane of glass, but close your mouth. So you want to just inhale to fill the belly, fill the lungs, hold at the top, squeeze, and release. Continue. Release. Let's do that a couple more times. One more time. And release. Release your hands. Just keep your attention inward and just notice. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice any changes that have happened just since you started. And then you can go ahead and make your way down to your back. So we're just going to start with some hamstring stretches. And so when you're laying here, you want to make sure that you have a curve in your back. So we have this natural curve in our lumbar spine. We're told throughout our lives to flatten our back, and that actually creates more issues than helps. And so we want to work with the body's natural curves. And so keeping that curve, flex your feet. So point your heels out and press your big toe mounds towards the, well, for me it's the wall, but yeah, so you want to press your big toe mounds towards the bottom of the mat. Keep that lumbar curve and lift your left leg. Keeping the leg straight, just feeling that stretch in the hamstring. Keep your foot flexed, pressing the heel towards the ceiling. And this might be all for you. You might be down here, wherever you are. Try to straighten your leg, keeping the lumbar curve. And then just release when you're ready. And do the other side. And your knee can be bent too. So if you can't straighten your leg, bend your knee. Pressing the heel towards the earth, the sky. Grounding down through the I guess it would be the base of the spine. You want to be able to fit your hands underneath your back. And then release. And then keeping that lumbar curve, bring both knees up. Maybe you can squeeze them. Keep the shoulders flat, keep the lumbar curve. And then let your arms fall to the side and let both knees fall over to one side. Looking over the opposite shoulder. Take a full inhalation and exhalation here. Just let your bones settle. And then hug your knees back into center. And let them go to the other side. There went a little pop in my back. Take a full inhalation and exhalation here. And then come back to center. And then make your way over into your belly, onto your belly, and grab your pillows or your bolster. And so you want that to be right around cage here. And so we're gonna do some little, mine to be a little bit higher there. You want it to be a little bit high, all right? So we're gonna do some little mini cobras with an assistance with the props. So pressing the tops of your feet into the earth, and you want your feet as wide as the mat. Bring your hands by your rib cage, lengthen your side body, bring the arm bones back and down. So plug the arm bones into the socket and squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then start to lift. And maybe even come up to your fingertips here. Elbows splay out to the sides. Heart is open. Shoulder blades are squeezing together. Your pelvis is rooted. Look up maybe. And then come back down. So we'll do that one more time. So bring your fingertips out to the side. Pressing into your tops of your feet, your pelvis is pressed into the earth. Lengthen the side body, so bring the shoulders up to the ears, and then bring the arm bones into the sockets and plug the shoulders in, so that causes the scapula to squeeze together. All right, now holding that, lift the heart, keep the heart forward, bring the sides of the neck back. Release. All right, we'll do that one more time. Fingertips wide, arms, elbows wide. Lengthen the side body. Squeeze the arm bones and scapulas back and lift. And release. And so slide your left elbow around, so you want your forearm in front of you. And then bend your back right leg, and you're just gonna reach around for your right leg. Taking a nice little quad stretch here. Go as deep as you'd like to go. Might wanna even press yourself up. And release. Other side. Slide your right arm around. Reach back for the left. Stay here if this is all you want, or move deeper into it. Breathe here. This is really good for runners. And release. People that are on your feet all day. Remove the props. Tuck your toes. Press your hands into the mat. And start to press yourself up into a tabletop. So one of the most basic and most effective poses is cat-cow. And so we're gonna do a couple rounds of cat-cow. This is really, really good for the spine. It's good for the whole energetic system, the whole physical body. It's just a great all-around pose to get energy and prana flowing, which is the whole point of the practice. Inhale for cow. Drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale for cat. Come into your ujjayi breath when you move in cat-cow. Drawing your attention inward. Thinking about the spine. I have my door open, so there's a lot of sounds coming in. So you really just, this is where you pay attention to your own spine. come into your own body here. Everyone moves at their own pace for cat-cow. And you can start to take some hip rolls and shoulder rolls and do what feels good to you here. Creating a more supple spine. Connecting with the earth. We draw energy up and then release it back. And then find a neutral spine. And so from here, we'll just start to do some core strengthening. Reach your right arm out and extend your left leg. And this helps with balance. Squeezing to the midline. Lengthening. Pressing out through the heel and reaching with your fingertips. And then release. And we'll do the other side. Reach the left arm out and extend the right leg long. Each breath grow longer throughout all your fingers, all your toes. And then release. Tuck your toes. Walk your hands about a hand in front of you, and then lift your knees, send your heels back to down dog. So here you want to make sure that your feet and your hands are pretty far apart. You want a nice wide stance. Your knees can be bent. You want to engage your palms, almost like suction cups, so your fingers are pressing in. And this engages the arms. So you want to lift the thigh bones to draw the pelvis towards the sky and send the pubic bone back. This gets a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Lengthen the spine and then melt the heart. Inhale, shift forward and come into a plank. And you want to make sure that your heels are pressed out, your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. And then bend your knees, tuck your tail, and send your hips back and come into a down dog. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale to plank. Bend the knees, tuck the tail, press back to down dog. One more time. Look towards your hands and step into a forward fold. And so here, just release your head, your torso, your spine. The weight is in the balls of the feet. And then bring your hands to your hips and pull your shoulders back and inhale as you rise, grounding down through the feet. Inhale, both arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And so we'll move through a couple of sun salutations, and I will offer modification. Inhale the arms overhead, and leading with the chest, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Press into the shins, spine is long. And then exhale, forward fold. Step both feet back into a plank. Take a big inhale here. And then drop the knees. Start to bend at the elbows and bring your chest all the way down to the belly. Feet are wide. Lengthen the side body, bring the arm bones back, and lift the heart for cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, and press yourself back into a down dog. few breaths here. If down dog is hurting you, you can modify and use a chair. You don't have to have your weight all the way on your hands like this. So if your wrists are bad, you can also come down to your forearms and modify this way. Look towards your hands, bend your knees, and here you can either hop or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms overhead. Leading with the heart, forward fold. Inhale, press into the shins, halfway up. Exhale, step back into a plank. Take a full inhalation here. Exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows close to the rib cage as you come all the way down. Lengthen the side body, squeeze the scapula, plug the arm bones, and inhale to cobra. Pull the neck back. If it feels okay, look up. And tuck the toes, move back into a down dog. Take a couple breaths here. Lengthening through the spine, draw the pubic bone towards the sky, press into the heels, thighs back. On the next inhale, step the right foot forward. Drop the left knee. If this is too much on your knee, you can bring a pillow or a blanket underneath. And then from here, inhale, you can first come up to your knee if you need to, and you can stay here if you need to. And you're getting a nice stretch here in your left hip flexor and quad. And so lift your arms overhead, lift through the heart, and then release, come back down, lift the left knee, and step the right foot back to meet the left into down dog. On the next inhale, step the left foot forward, drop the right knee. Come up to the knee, get that stretch, square the hips, lifting the heart. Keep the scapula down the back, lifting through the heart, and then lift the arms overhead. And then release both hands. Lift the right knee and step the left leg back to down dog. On the next inhale, step the right foot forward. Plant your back foot down at a 90 degrees. And so just stay here for a moment. If you need your blocks, you can use your blocks. And so from here, you're going to bring your right hand to the outside of the right foot and reach the left arm high for a side angle. So grounding down through the feet. Draw the left rib cage up towards the sky, keeping the shoulders squeezing together to open the chest here. And on the next inhale, rise to come into warrior two. So your stance is really, really wide here. Your heels are adjacent to each other, back foot's at a 90 degrees. Reaching your arms as wide as they'll go. Gaze out over the right arm. Peel the right leg to the outside edge of the mat and bend into it as you gaze over your right hand. Drop the left arm and reach the right arm high for reverse warrior. Breathe into the right rib cage. And then exhale, bring both hands to come back down and square the hips. Drop the back knee. If you need support, bring a pillow underneath it. And then you're gonna walk your hands back. You can grab your blocks here and extend through the right leg. Pull the right hip back and bring the left hip forward, keeping the spine long, keeping the right foot flexed, pulling the right heel back as you press it forward. Getting a nice stretch here. And then come back to a high lunge. Bring your left hand down. Your left knee can be down on the ground too, or it can be raised. And from here, reach your right arm high and come into a twist. Squeezing to the midline, pressing back through the back heel. Drop the right knee if it's not already, and reach your right arm back towards your left, this is your left knee. And maybe take a hold of the left foot. Keep the spine long. And then release the left foot and come back to a down dog. On the next inhale, step the left foot forward. Drop the right foot to a 90 degrees. Grab hold of the blocks. Bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot and reach the right arm high for a side angle. So ground down through the feet here and really feel your stability. Flare the right ribs up towards the sky and maybe look up towards the right hand. So grounding down through the feet and keeping this stability. Inhale as you rise up for warrior two. Keeping a nice wide stance. Peel the left knee out to the outer edge of the mat. Reach the arms as wide as they'll go. Gaze out over the left arm. Drop the right arm and come into reverse warrior. And then exhale, come back down, square the hips off. Drop the back knee, grab your blocks, and extend the left leg. Again, pull that left foot back, but you're pressing the left heel out and you're pulling the left hip back. So you're just like stretching your entire leg here. And you're using your right knee for leverage. Keep the spine long. And then start to walk the hands back up, come into a high lunge. Again, the right knee can be down on the ground. You can bring your left hand to the left knee. You can lift the right knee and then twist. Reach the left arm high. From here, you can take a more deep stretch. Drop the right knee if it's not already. Reach the left arm back. Maybe take hold of the right foot. Keep the spine long. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing towards each other as you open the heart. And release. Come back to a down dog. Take one more optional flow here, shifting into a plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, come back to a down dog. Step about halfway in and come into a seated position. So from here, bring both feet out in front of you. bring your sit bones back. So you bring your thighs back and find your sit bones. And then take your left knee and bring it over your right. Bring your left arm behind you and reach your right arm high. Exhale to twist. Bring the right elbow to the left knee. Look out over the left shoulder. Keep the spine long. You can even press the right heel out, keeping the right leg engaged. And then release. Bring both hands around to the right side. Just take a little counter twist here. And then release. Come back to center. Bring the right knee in, cross it over the left. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale to lift the left arm, and then exhale, bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee and look out over the right shoulder. Press the left heel out, engaging the left leg. Keep the spine long. And then release. Bring both hands back to the other side. Take a little counter twist here. And then release. Get one more good hamstring stretch here. Reach your arms up. Lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, melt the heart forward. Maybe this is as far as you go. Keep the spine long, keep the feet flexed. Each inhale to extend and reach, and each exhale, melt a little bit further. And just do this for a few times, a few breaths. And then release the arms to the ground, and just release the head, round the back, and fold in. And slowly come back out of it. And make your way down to your back. So we'll prepare for bridge pose. Bring your feet not quite to your butt. You want your fingertips to touch your feet and they're hip distance apart. So allow that natural curve in the spine to occur. And you want your shoulders to be flush to the earth. And so bring your hands just up like this. So you want your elbows into the earth and you want to be pressing your shoulders in, allowing that natural curve. Keeping that curve, lift your hips. So the hips should come straight up to about where your hands are. You're pressing into the shoulders. You might want to bring your arms all the way down. You might want to clasp them behind your back. Your anchor point is at the palate of the mouth. So you want the back of the neck and the head to be pressed into the earth also. Your glutes are engaged, but they're also just hanging there. And you're allowing that natural curve in the spine. Core is engaged. And so when you lower, you don't want to go vertebrae by vertebrae like we've been mostly taught. I know I've taught that way before. This is the new way to do it. This is the way that is more safe for your spine. It's better for your spine. Keep the natural curve. As you come down, let your butt be the first thing to touch. And just let yourself settle. And we'll do that one more time. So keeping the natural curve in the spine, bring your hands up, press your shoulders in, open the heart, press the back of the head, and lift the butt up. Lift the hips. Squeeze the midline, squeeze the inner thigh, thighs, but don't squeeze them all the way together. Pretend like there's a block in your inner thighs. And your butt's just hanging there, but it's still engaged. And just breathe. One more breath. And then keeping that curve in the spine, lower, back down, let the butt touch first. And then you can just let your knees fall from side to side, windshield wiper. So you want to try to keep one leg straight up and the other one down. It's hard to do because you want to move both of them at the same time. But if you can keep one leg stationary and just move one knee towards the other foot, the opposite foot, and just notice how that feels. Notice if it's tighter on one side or the other. And then hug your knees in. You rock back and forth. And then start to roll yourself to come back up. To seated. And so we're going to end our practice with another breath work, another series of breath work, I guess, not series, but another type of breath work called Nadi Shodhana breath, or alternate nostril breathing. And so this balances out the left and right hemisphere of the brain, the masculine and feminine, and just brings more balance into our lives, more peace, more awareness, the allowance, of things, I guess you could say. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then on the next deep breath, we'll close the right nostril. So you're going to bring your hands into this little mudra right here, okay? It's called Vishnu mudra. You want to bend your middle and your pointer fingers, and you're going to close your right nostril, and then you'll alternate to exhale through the right. And so I'll guide you through it the first few times, and we're going to do about 10 rounds. And so we'll take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring your mudra up, Vishnu mudra. Take an inhale. Close off the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. In through the right, out through the left. So that's one full round. We'll do that 10 more times. Halfway through. on your next inhale, hold at the top. Squeeze everything in, the root, the navel, the throat, squeeze it all. And then release it all. Keep your attention inward. And then go ahead and make your way down to your back. Keep your eyes closed. Take any props you need, blankets, pillows, anything, and just let your whole body settle. Let your body settle here for Shavasana. Fully supported. Fully relaxed. Stay in Shavasana for a few minutes, for as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning, today, whatever time it is for you. And when you're ready, you can make your way back to a seated position if that suits you. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Take a deep breath in through the nose and we'll Om once. Om.